and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lisa, in case you haven't been here before. I am a pagan. I practice a nature-based religion. Right now I am studying Irish paganism, and because I have Irish ancestors and they have called to me more than anything else. So I have been doing some studying with the Irish Pagan School to try to help me with that and connect with something absolutely real instead of the superficial Wiccan trappings that I have been dealing with in the past. So now that we got that introduction out of the way, I gotta have my coffee this morning. Um, so it's icy here in Texas, and I'm waiting to go to work. Um, So while I was waiting, I thought I would come on and give you guys a little bit of an update. So this year, I had planned to expand my content and do more content and expand my online shop on my Facebook page because I have a shop on the page. Uh, but unfortunately, once again, I've had to put all of those plans on hold. My mother has a tumor on her thyroid. She's got two swollen glands on either lymph nodes on either side of her neck. So the plan right now is in about 3 weeks. They're gonna take her in and take out her thyroid and biopsy those lymph nodes. And if they come back bad, then they're gonna go ahead and take them out while they have her there for her thyroid. Um, it's my mom's 76. She's not in great health to begin with. So it's a little troubling. And then at the same time, my brother is still in ICU. He's having heart problems, and they're not sure what's causing his arrhythmia. But every time they take him off the drip, um, his heart goes back bad. So we don't know what's going on with that. And then the icing on the cake is that I have a hernia underneath my scar tissue from the first two surgeries that I had. Um, so that requires another surgery. By the way, I'm petting my dog while I'm talking to you. Um, his dad has been, his human dad has been at the hospital with my brother, and he misses my brother and his human dad really bad. So he's in here with me, and I'm petting him to try to keep him happy and calm. Although he knows something's going on because he's a pretty smart dog. But anyway, I digress. Back to my story. So on the bright side of these things that are going on with me and my mom, at least, these are day surgeries. They're not going to knock us out for 6 weeks at a time. Although it may be harder for my mom to recover than it will be for me. Um, Pardon me. So that's what's going on in my world right now. It's very stressful. My blood pressure is back up. I think a lot of that has to do with my with this hernia. I think the hernia is kind of feeding the high blood pressure problem, or it could be the stress. Either one. you know, um, but it's in other words, it's taken a toll uh, on me, and it's just been a very trying time in my life right now. As a result, I have put my Grey Wolf Adornments on temporary hiatus, and I shut that website down where I can't take any more orders. I honestly I don't have the time to devote to it, and I had a customer wanting to order some earrings, and when I went to find them, they were missing out of my stock, and I don't know what happened to them, and it's an embarrassing thing for me as a business owner. I don't like that. And then making this transition from uh, a store where we travel from, I traveled all around to all these different craft fairs for a while, and then I had a sticks and brick store for a while that didn't do very good, and we had to close. And so making that transition into an online business is not something I'm savvy enough to make happen. It just, I just don't know enough how to make that happen. And as far as my Pagan Path works, um, I try to share things on my shop that I've carried in my Grey Wolf store that have a spiritual nature, and offer those in my shop online on Facebook. Now I haven't closed my Pagan Pathwork shop online, and I probably won't, because I don't promote that very much. I mean, if it's something that somebody that follows my channel sees and wants to order something from, I will do my best to fulfill that order. I've double checked just about everything on that website to make sure that I still have it. But it's just, and then I, I I am being trained to be the manager at the place where I work. So it went from being a part-time job where I had plenty of time after work to focus and devote to my businesses and my online experience, and to where I've got no time at all. And it's it's beneficial to me in the fact that uh, I don't have I, don't, I have enough money to pay my bills. It's not beneficial to me, and then I have no time for anything else, and then I'm tired all the time. Uh, so I went ahead and shut the Grey Wolf down, because there's just not a point in it at this juncture in time. I just don't have the time to devote to it, and maybe here in a little while things will change. However, it is my hope that my mother and I can get these surgeries done before this situation in the world perimeter draws us in and draws us to the conflict. I mean, my personal point of views have have been evolving, and I have been trying to reach some type of self-sufficiency, because what's going on in the world does affect everybody. It's not just climate change, it's the political arena that is exploding right now, and it, we're just in such a precarious situation that self-sufficiency may become really important. And so my focus is going to be, um, on my garden. And of course, what I'm growing in my garden right now, I have plans to, like, I grow rosemary. I have started some lavender. And so I intend to grow some of these spices that I can dry and put in my shop, and that would appeal to my Pagan Pathworks customers. But right now, my primary focus is just getting us to be self-sufficient and getting prepared in the event that we have to evacuate. In preppers terms, it's bug out, but I prefer evacuate. We have to evacuate the premises if so up until this point in our history, Americans have enjoyed a war-free zone, and we have not been targets of these wars. They've always been fought on foreign soil. That may not be the case this time. So I'm kind of watching how all of that evolves, and hope like hell that my mom and I can get our health situations squared away before all hell breaks loose. For lack of a better way to say it, because I just don't know what's going to happen. I know something has been coming for a very, very, very long time, and I have been urged to be prepared, to get ready, on so many levels. It has nothing to do with, I watch homesteaders more than I watch anything else. Now, there was a point in time where I was like just watching 10 million different prepper channels, and I don't anymore, because they breed fear, and I don't want to be afraid. I want to be educated. There's a difference. Fear mongering is like, oh, it's going to be bad, you better be prepared. And I'm like, that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear, well, this is how you do this, and this is how you preserve it. This is how you grow this, and this is how you preserve it. And this is how you save the seeds, and this is how you proliferate it. Those are the things that are important to me. It doesn't matter how many guns you have. It doesn't matter how much weapons that you have. If you cannot feed yourself, if you cannot provide yourself with clean drinking water, then it doesn't matter how much weapons that you have. You've got to be able to provide yourself and your family with food and clean drinking water. Stockpiling food is a great idea, because your gardening is never a guarantee. And when you're starting out, you don't know what you're doing, and so you've got to have something to back you up. But long term, you've got to be able to have a way to grow your own food. And if you don't know how to start from seeds, and you don't know how to save those seeds, and you don't know how to preserve what you're growing, then you're in trouble. And for me, I'm partially in trouble. I've been learning how to grow my food, but I haven't learned how to save the seeds, and I haven't learned how to proliferate, or how to preserve. So I'm only on the beginning steps, and unfortunately, our grid is really, it's really weak. So if this situation in the world comes knocking on our doorstep, we have some vulnerabilities that will make it where we have to know how we really have to know how to preserve our food without any refrigeration, and we have to be able to live without electricity. Because to me, our electrical grid is one of the most vulnerable that there is. That is where we are most vulnerable, is our electricity grid. And Americans take our electricity, our running water, we take all of that for granted. It's just because it's just always been there. Our modern society doesn't know what it was like before there was electricity. They didn't know what it was like before there was running water. They don't know how to dig a well. I don't either, for that matter. Um, they don't. We don't know how to survive outside of a grocery store. Um, we live on processed food, convenience foods. We don't know how to make things from scratch anymore. And most of the food that is produced that we buy, American farmers produce corn, soybeans. We produce animal feed in our breadbasket, and we don't produce the everyday vegetables that we buy in the grocery store most of the time. These come from South America a lot of the times. And if that supply chain is broken, then we don't know how to eat, and we don't know how to eat seasonally, because when you're getting watermelons in February, that's out of season, and we're only getting it because it's being shipped in from South America, where it's possible to grow those year-round. I assume. I don't know what season South America has, but I know that we get a lot of our produce, especially if you shop at Walmart. You shop at Walmart, you've got stuff from Chile, Peru. It's all South America. It's like we don't produce our own strawberries anymore, not locally. The farms, we used to have a farm out close, not too far from where I live, that he grew watermelons, but that field has been dormant for so long that I haven't seen watermelons in there for so long that I don't even know if that farmer still lives. And his descendants may have decided not to be farmers. I don't know. But there's no watermelon there anymore. So what I'm trying to say is, my focus has to be getting us on as much self-sufficiency as we can, get our health situations taken care of, and get us better prepared than what we are right now. Because with this conflict escalating, the future is even more uncertain than it used to be. So this will give me a sense of security and life without so much fear. Because when you can feed yourself, and we've got plenty of water, when you've got some security that you wouldn't normally have. So that's my rambling update for February. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening. I invite you to like and subscribe to the channel. I will do periodic updates and some more content as I have it available. And I thank you so much for watching.